What is the purpose of meditation? On a very basic level, the purpose of meditation is to relax, to have some moments of peace and quiet for your mind, and to give yourself a break from all the drama, emotions, and thinking. For most people, the accomplishment of meditating once a day for 10 minutes requires some major discipline. If you're not used to any kind of self-discipline, that can be quite daunting. But through effort and persistence, it's possible to establish it as a routine. Like any routine, once it's established, it's much easier to move forward. When you were a child, you probably were put on the routine of washing your hands and brushing your teeth. Nowadays, hopefully, it's automatic. But at one time, there might have been some fuss and some resistance to washing your hands and brushing your teeth. But as an adult, now you're glad that you've established the routine and you don't even give it that much thought. The same thing is possible with meditation. It just becomes part of each day's routine. What are the side effects of a small practice, 10 to 15 minutes a day? The first side effect is a sense of peace of mind, a sense of calm, a sense that each day has a little oasis of peace. But you don't have to stop there. That little oasis can broaden out. We all think that our schedules are too full and inflexible. But I have discovered, when I expanded my own practice, that it was quite easy to do because there is so much dead space in our regular schedules. When I'm talking about extended meditation, I'm not necessarily talking about spending more time sitting on your seat with your eyes closed. That's one way to do it, and it certainly is the most effective way. But it's also possible to spread meditation out in your day as you're driving, as you're waiting for the dentist, as you're waiting in line at the grocery store, instead of just being agitated or wishing people would hurry up or getting frustrated on the road. You can meditate during that time. Now, I was trained in a traditional yoga style of meditation. And in traditional yoga meditation has a very clear scientific definition. It starts with the beginning focus, which is learning how to focus your mind on one thing for some amount of time. That is concentration. If concentration is extended, then concentration slips into a state known as meditation. The technical definition of meditation from a classical yoga point of view is meditation begins when you can focus your mind in an unbroken stream for 5 minutes on any one object or thing. Now, if you try to do this, you'll notice that setting for 5 minutes is okay, but focusing your mind for 5 minutes turns out to be a little more difficult. And to focus on it without any breaks in the focus in the beginning can seem impossible. But it's not impossible. Our mind wants us to think it's impossible because it does not want to be disciplined. It does not want to be focused. It does not want to be trained. So it's sort of like having an unruly dog that just goes to the bathroom wherever it wants, whenever it wants. Sure, you can have a dog that way. And I know there are people that do have pets that are totally untrained, unhousebroken. But it's kind of a problem if you want to live with a pet like that. The same is true with the mind. We're not used to this idea that the mind can be trained, that the mind can be shaped and formed in the way you want it to be. We think of the mind as sort of like, I don't know, like out of control or impossible to control. But the mind convinces us it's impossible to control because it does not want to be managed. It just doesn't want to. There are dogs and cats that just don't want to be managed as well. And it really takes a bit of willpower, persistence, and time to get your mind in gear to be trained. One of the shortfalls with people is people want things easy and people want things quick. Well, the bad news is that meditation is not easy and is not quick. The benefits are enormous, but you have to be willing to do the work to get the results. You can't just will the results to show up. The results will show up if you do the work, and you don't have to focus on the results. The focus is on the task. So if each day you sit down and you can focus for 10 minutes on something and stay with it, that's a good place to start. But the reality is that there are so many higher levels of meditation beyond that simple being able to sit still for 10 minutes. That's a great place to start, and it's a beginning. But I just want to let you know there are many, many more advanced stages beyond this simple setting for 10 minutes. And with curiosity, and with persistence, and with a little help, you can become a meditator. Not that your mind will be perfectly trained, but that your mind will be somewhat trained. And you have to start from where you're at.